look, I'm going to put that on us that we need to design some better schemes here, and I'm part of that as well, all of us, to see if we can come up with better ways to get our guys going a little bit. Look, Leaf's got plenty of speed. He shows he can get it downfield, and so I think we just have to do a better job of intermediate, Like, we're not always going to be able to go for the home run, but we can certainly do a lot better for intermediate shot plays and, explosive passes. I think we have to find a way to help our guys.
How's Taylor Decker doing? I know it's been reported that he's supposed to come off IR. When do you expect him to be back on the field?
Yeah, well, we're anticipating either Wednesday. Well, Wednesday, I think he'll be out there on a limited basis, and it's just kind of, let's see how he feels, Let's see what it looks like. Let's see if he feels like he can function and move around a little bit, and we're just going to take it day by day. I mean, until we know he's like, hey, I know I'm ready, I can go, I can do it, we're assuming that he's out. And we're going to try to get him back, but we're going to function as if he's not here until we know that, he feels good about it and we do as well.
And what about Terrell Williams?
Yeah, that doesn't look good right now. I would say that's off in the distance for sure.
How frustrating is it for you to, put this roster together, help with it together, and then it seems like every week there's another guy that you've been counting on gets hurt, the latest one, Quintez Cephas?
Yeah, unfortunately, this is not the first time I've seen this or been a part of this as a player or coach. I mean, sometimes when these things hit, this is how it hits, and it's all about the next man up, and somebody else is going to get an opportunity, and we got to help them make the most of their opportunity and give them a chance to have success. It's tough, but everybody in the league is dealing with this, and you do every year, and so we gotta help these guys that are up, play at their max, maximize their potential.
You guys have been running the ball pretty well. Obviously you don't want to go away from the running game because the passing game hasn't been as good, but I guess when you fall behind, you have no choice, do you?
Yeah, well, it gets hard because you can get impatient, and you start to feel like you need to go there, you need to generate something, which you do, but at the same time, man, I think we have to hang on a little bit more to our run game because it's been there for us, and it's the most consistent thing we have offensively, and so, I think we do need to run a little bit more, and because I know that, look, the strength is still this offensive line, and those guys up front have proven. I thought Evan Brown stepped in and did a nice job the other day. Matt Nelson's been pretty steady, man. He's gone in there and been a staple for us right now. And then with these two backs we got, I think we can do some damage.
You got the Bengals on the horizon. What do they bring into town? What are you expecting to see against them?
Well, I say what I see is a good team. I see a team that plays with a lot of effort. I think Zach's done a damn good job out there. He really has. They've had a couple of rough years, and they're coming out the other end of it. And this quarterback, these receivers, and just defense too over there. It's a revamped look, and they've got weapons. They have big, long athletes. They're running pretty damn good schemes, and so this is not going to be an easy task. I mean, these guys they're a good football team, so we got our hands full.
Did you have any time to enjoy what your alma mater did Saturday, beating Alabama?
No, well, you know what? I watched just a minute before I went to bed. I crashed. I woke up the next day. I saw it, and I cracked a smile, and then that was the last time I got to think about it. So, but I'm proud of them. That's a huge win.
Yeah, they stormed the field. It was like New Year's Eve. They went crazy, I'll tell you that. All right. Well, hopefully, we don't need to storm the field, but hopefully, get a win this weekend so we'll be happy at home. Yeah, absolutely. Dan, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
It's Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. You're on the Stoney and Jansen program on 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic. continues, this time 94 eastbound from East Grand Boulevard to French Road. There's a left lane closure going on through early December. Lane closures continue on East Grand Boulevard near 94. And then 94 east and westbound entrance ramps from Van Dyke closed until November. The 94 east and westbound ramps at Gratiot Avenue in Detroit are closed until further notice. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Sports Minute. The Brooklyn Nets are putting the team ahead of a superstar. They're taking a difficult step and a different approach than a year ago when Kyrie Irving was allowed to come and go, take time off for personal reasons, and then reappear and step right back into the Nets lineup. That didn't work. Brooklyn's core three only played 9 games together last season, in part because of injuries, but in part because Kyrie wasn't committed. And it didn't work because the Nets fell far short of their goal of winning the NBA title. This year, the team is requiring him to be all in or all out, no messing around. As GM Sean Marks indicated, we don't want part-time partners. It's not good for team chemistry, certainly doesn't lend itself to consistency. Teamwork is built on everyone pulling the same direction for a common goal, and Kyrie's choice makes him an outsider. I'm Amy Lawrence.
Don't let a cold keep you up. Take NyQuil Severe for max strength relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms so you can rest tonight and get back at it tomorrow. NyQuil Severe gives you powerful relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms. NyQuil Severe temporarily relieves common cold and flu symptoms, including cough, sore throat, headache, minor aches and pains, fever, runny nose, and sneezing. NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed.
At Allstate, we've been saying you're in good hands for a long time. But what exactly does that mean? Does it mean you're protected from life's uncertainties? Does it mean you can worry less and live a little more? Does it mean you're not alone, even when things get kind of hard? Actually, yes. Yes, it does. You're in good hands with Allstate. Allstate and affiliates offer products and services subject to availability, terms, and conditions.
What do you call a group of friends who wear the same jersey for good luck, no matter how old it is, and who support their team through thick and thin, week after week, as if the very season depended on it, all while tossing the pigskin and drinking Miller Lite? You call it Miller Time in Detroit. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2021 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. That means you can get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of your Superstart battery. Return power, performance, and reliability to your car, truck, motorcycle, and more with Superstart batteries. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Okay, my shipments have to get to customers on time and looking good.
It's possible with Staples Connect. Staples Connect has small business shipping covered with premium shipping supplies and UPS shipping services. And now, buy 2 get 1 free on select shipping supplies like bubble roll and premium shipping boxes. Plus, get 20% off UPS Express shipping services. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/30. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
Fast Wi-Fi. You use it to connect just about everything, which means having fast Wi-Fi matters a lot. That's why Xfinity offers gig speed Wi-Fi, the fastest Wi-Fi you can get. That's a big deal. It's a big deal for streaming big games, having big meetings, and making big plans. It's a big deal for families with 1 kid, or 2 kids, or 3 kids, especially if there's 1 kid who has enough devices for 10 kids. It's a big deal for gamers who are streaming while someone else is posting about their virtual spin class. And yet, it's also a big deal for a quiet Friday night in, because fast Wi-Fi makes everything better. Now through October 31st, ask how to get a special offer of $300 back when you get gig speed internet, or get started with up to 50 megabits per second download speed for $20 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and compatible gateway. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Offer requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 10/31/21. New performance starter internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply.
The Lions VIP tailgate is back. Join us as the Detroit Lions take on the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, October 17th. It's the Lions VIP tailgate just 3 blocks from Ford Field. Go to bullseyeeventgroup.com for Lions VIP tailgates. All-you-can-eat food by Detroit's very own chef Kate Williams and Food Network chef Aaron May. All you can eat and drink for 3 hours before kickoff for all Lions home games. BullseyeEventGroup.com offers indoor climate-controlled lounge seating for a VIP tailgate experience. Go to BullseyeEventGroup.com for tickets today.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code AUTO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code AUTO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AUTO.
Son, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it.
When your kid can't find the language, find the lyrics. Start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ed Castle and Pivotal Ventures.
You're listening to the best of Stoney and Jansen with Heather on 97.1 The Ticket. What crazy was college football on Saturday.
Oh my goodness. It was so much fun, and I'm not a huge fan, and I've said this before, of night games. But I was fortunate to have a night game last Saturday because whether it was the Ole Miss Arkansas game, and I was walking into the stadium with Doug, and we were sitting there, we were playing it on our phone. We can't go in the elevator because we want to see the last play. They go for 2 in the win. They don't get it.
Yeah.
It's a huge letdown at the end of that game. I still would have done the same thing if I was Sam Pittman. But, Alabama and Texas A&M, that game in and of itself made that day a special day. Not because Alabama lost, but because of the reaction. I love watching celebrations in college football. I know everybody is all up in arms. Oh, Iowa, they stormed the field and they were ranked higher. I don't really care. It is awesome to watch those stadiums erupt in celebration.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is it? I was talking to Lucy, and who's my oldest.
She's a what?
She's a sophomore in high school, and she was, watching the Texas. She's the Red River Shootout, Texas, Oklahoma.
Sorry, you can't say shootouts, River.
Yes. I can say whatever the heck I want.
I say it too.
Because that's what it is. And obviously Texas gets up, and she's watching it, and she wants to know about Xavier Worthy, and I'm telling her the story about Michigan, all this stuff, and we're having this back and forth conversation. And then all of a sudden, Oklahoma makes a change. Oklahoma starts to come back. She wanted Texas to win, and it's all this back and forth. And then when it was finally said and done, and Oklahoma comes away with the win, she said, "Dad, I'm disappointed because the team that I wanted to win didn't win, but that's the greatest college football game I've ever seen." Now, she's only 15 years old, so it's not a huge, sample size. But I think we all remember those great college football games that either turned us into college football fans, or as we were college football fans, you watch a game and you're like, that was unbelievable. What for you was your greatest college football game that you've seen?
Well, there's one that I remember, and I just thought of it right now because I go back in the Wayback Machine, and I can't remember exactly what year it was. No.
Army number 800 time.
It was in the
First one.
Oh, man. It was USC against Notre Dame somewhere in the 70s. And Notre Dame was killing them. And I think Anthony Davis, USC running back, ran like 2 kickoffs back for touchdowns. That's one I always kind of remember as a kid. But to me, the greatest college football game I ever saw was the Rose Bowl for the national championship in 2006.
Yeah.
Right? USC and Texas. I mean, it was just, back and forth. You had strange coaching decisions by Pete Carroll that made no sense to me at the time. I mean, he should have punted. Number one. Number two, instead of Lindell White, if you want to give the ball, at least have Reggie Bush in the game so that at least they have to think about him. And just, Vince Young was just unbelievable. That to me, and then there's others. I don't want to steal people's thunder around that era as well. By the way, an underrated game, unfortunately Michigan lost, was when they played Texas in the Rose Bowl. That was a really good football game.
That was a solid.
Steve Breston was great in that game. That was a great game.
Yes.
One of my favorites is the Kick Six game, the Auburn, Alabama, 2013. I thought the 2018 Rose Bowl with Georgia and Oklahoma was awesome. Remember Chubb and Michelle?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got two oldies. They're both Miami Hurricane ones. But the 87 Florida State-Miami game, there was probably 60 NFL players on the field. 26-25, Florida State went for two to win the game at the end, didn't get it. And then the next year, Catholics versus Convicts is still a great one.
Oh, yes. That was a great, and the build up to it as well was and the payoff was great. And so, hey, what is your favorite college football game that you've seen? 248-539-9797.
By the way, I checked it out. The USC Notre Dame I was talking about was 1974. And I was right in saying it ended up, you look at the score and say, well, how could that be a great game? Notre Dame led USC 24-6 at halftime. USC scored 35 points in the third quarter, won the game 55-24. They outscored them 49-0 in the second half. And being a Notre Dame hater, even at that age, it was great. But I really like you. I like USC. That's why I like that fight so much. Listeners hated us.
So I took a lot of heat for not liking the USC fight zone.
I love it. All right, what's the greatest game you've seen?
I'll go back to 93 Rose Bowl. And it was Michigan-Washington, 38-31. They were down at half, but it was the performance by Tyrone Wheaton. The 15 carries, 235 yards, and it was one of those performances where he just went off. And to watch a man of that size and have the speed, be able to, and then obviously for Michigan to win the Rose Bowl, that's one of them. I just go back to that one every time, and I can see, like, if I close my eyes, I see some of those highlights going through, and obviously winning the Rose Bowl was a big deal. So that, to me, is one of the greatest that I've seen.
What was more impressive about his game in the Rose Bowl or Bianca Matuka against Ohio State?
Well, so that's why I didn't include that one, because I was on that offensive line.
Oh, okay.
And so my perspective was the 95 Ohio State game, obviously.